want to not be relaxed, you could fight for your life in the mines, but that's obviously probably not, conducive to relaxation. And, I mean, honestly, fishing is probably not that relaxing either. It's not for me because I suck at it, especially it's really hard on Switch, I find. But there are lots of cozy things to do, like the sound effects and the music no way. Like, it's gonna take me an insane amount of time. I haven't been like clocking it or anything, but every like perforated square I think is taking me around 2 hours. So I've put almost 8 hours into it at this point, I think, and I'm nowhere near done. Like, I have a section like this big done. I don't know. It's gonna take me a really long time. Yeah, I wish I would have bought that spiral one though, which I still might, but it's just, yeah. So, diamond painting, love it. Diamond art club is pretty expensive, but I mean, I really feel good about like buying from like sketchy, you know, I don't know, it was what I, like, I bought one from Michael's and it was good, but it wasn't like blowing me out of the water. But the quality of these Diamond Art Club kits are just really insane. So, anyways, sorry I have a really sore neck this morning. I don't know what's going on. So we've got 2 left on the list. So number 9 is audiobooks. And I have like, I would say like you'd be combining this with other hobbies, or you could just be doing it while you like, or do the you could be listening to it while you do the dishes or fold laundry or clean. Audiobooks are something that I've gotten into like more recently, and I'm obsessed. Like, I love them, especially paired with other things. I actually used to think that I wasn't capable of listening to an audiobook because I would just get distracted and DNF it. I legitimately like couldn't concentrate at all on an audiobook, but I realize that I can if I'm doing something that keeps my hands busy. But if I'm just like sitting there listening to it, like I cannot concentrate. I also, my narrator needs for an audiobook are also very specific. It has to be a narrator that I really like, so my audiobooks are heavily vetted before I listen to them. I always have to listen to the preview to make sure that I don't hate the narrator. Recently, I listened to Mile High, which would be another series I would recommend for a fall read or like a comfort read. It's like the first one's a hockey romance, but it's a series as well. I didn't like either narrator that was narrating in Mile High, and I got through like only a few chapters, and I had to DNF it. I had already read the series in paperback though, so it didn't really matter at all, because I didn't really DNF it. I had read it before. A couple authors that consistently have really good narration for their books are Al Kennedy and Abby Jimenez. I recently the first book that I listened to of Al Kennedy was The Good Girl Complex. And then I had the sequel on hold on Libby, and I got it, and I wasn't really that interested in it, so I didn't read it. But the first book in the series, The Good Girl Complex, was really, really good. Right now, I'm listening to a spin-off or so of her first series. So her very first series, I think, her debut, or maybe it's just the one that I read first, but I didn't even read it. It's like The Deal. It's the Prior You, the Off-Campus series. And now this is like a spin-off series. So Garrett Graham is one of the main characters in book 1, and now it's his daughter in The Graham Effect. So I'm listening to that right now, and it's really good. Abby Jimenez has like the part of your world